Hey everybody, it's Robin from Talks from the Heart. In this video, I want to share with you 3 ideas that I use frequently to play with my pens, ink, and paper. If you ever struggle with ideas on how to further use these items as recreation, then I hope this video gives you some ideas. In this video, I do show a lot of fountain pen ink and fountain pens, but I want to encourage you that if you don't have any fountain pens, it's okay because you don't have to do any of these projects. So don't feel discouraged or feel compelled to start down the rabbit hole of fountain pens and fountain pen ink. So keep on watching. This section shows swatching ink. This is a very relaxing process for me. I actually have a dedicated notebook for this, and you can see on the right side of the screen, that is my bottles of ink that I have, and then I just keep the samples in a jar. And it looks like a lot, and no lie, it is. I do have a lot to choose from. And sometimes just to relax, lately, I've been just swatching the ink. So here is Birmingham Pen Company. I think that's the name, and it's called Projector Film. This is the color that I'll be using throughout the video, just to keep things simple. I have a dedicated stencil that I keep in this this notebook, and here are all the inks. I mark them whether or not I have a sample or whether or not I have a bottle. I will be honest with you, I tend to, when I want to choose a new ink when I'm filling up a pen or refilling a pen, I really tend to gravitate towards the colors where I have a bottle. And it's because digging through all those samples can be a chore. So when I first started in fountain pens, I really got interested in samples. And I'll tell you that if you're just starting out, I would say pick a standard black and maybe another color that's your favorite, and just start with bottles of those. And here's why. Those samples can be pretty daunting to keep organized. They also can be very discouraging because if you really kind of fill a pen and you fill it twice, you might end up just being really short on that ink. So I always swatch with a Q-tip in this bigger section. And then here's the dip pen. I got it from Tokyo Pen Shop and it was pretty reasonable, like $14 or something like that. I will link it below. And this dip pen allows me to use many different inks without having to clean out a pen every time. There are more expensive dip pens on the market, but right now I'm holding off mostly for money, and I'm just trying to make sure that I would use that actually expensive dip pen. So swatching inks is very relaxing and gives me a small personal catalog if I want to purchase a new color in a bottle size. So I do fully enjoy this process. Further in the video, I will show some ideas on how to use the samples in like smaller projects so that you can have those sample bottles. The next idea is what I like to call a scribe project, where you transfer or copy stuff from one book or item to your own personal book. This is a really big labor of love, but I love it. I say when you do this, you just need the book you're writing into, the book you're copying from, and a pen. So this is really transportable. If you wanted to change your scenery up for the day or something, go to a cafe or a park and sit in the sun. And sometimes this is also a very calming thing for me to do in the evening. I just take my time with this. I've been working on this for 2 years now, I believe. And I'm transcribing one of my favorite books called Need to Know by Karen Cleveland. It's actually a book that's sentimental to me because I had been out of reading for decades. And this was the very first book that I read actually in February of 2018, and it just represents me falling back in love with reading and having time to do so. So sometimes in the evening I light a candle and pour something fun to sip on, and it's a really special time for me. I do go kind of slow, but I also really enjoy changing up my inks, my pens, and just not caring if one page is different from the other. The benefits to this is that I'm able to use up my inks. It's a fun time with my inked up pens. I can use my dip pen and play with all those samples and not worry about if I run out and then have to clean the pen. I'm real lazy about cleaning my pens. And what I mean by that is I try not to do it. I will refill them with the same ink numerous times before I'll change out my pen and clean it and change it out. So like I said, you can use your samples with a dip pen or just take an uninked pen and dip the nib into some ink and use that. It also helps my memory because traditionally I started out with this project just writing one word at a time and going really slow. And now I challenge myself to memorize at least a sentence and then write it out. So that's also been helping me a lot. And so again, this will take me a very long time. I always mark with this little doggy post-it where I left off. And I keep these two items close together and then I just pull out my pens as I need them. So this will take me a very long time to finish. But again, I love it and I just have the best time. The other way that I also scribe is if I have the opportunity to go to a used bookstore, I will go and I will look for poem books. And you can see here that when I was in another city recently, I found 3 really fun ones. I don't really flip through them. And then I keep some really cute books with quotes and stuff. I thought this was interesting that I turned directly to this page. But I just scribe different things and I just enjoy it so much. So this is the book that I have dedicated to just maybe writing out the currently inked pens that I have. And I write out poems. I scribe other people's poems. There's one coming up here by Johnny Cash that is one of my favorite. It's called Gold All Over the Ground. And it's a beautiful, beautiful poem. And so I'm going to turn here now soon to a poem that I wrote that I will read to you. But this is just a really special book for me, a great place for me to just relax with my inks. I'll read this to you. It's called I Need a Hug. Come close. Do you need a hug? I know I do. Just a little one, short and sweet. Nothing needy, just a squeeze to make me feel at ease. I'll come close to you to hug you while you hug me. Just a quick dose of love to tell us deep down it's all okay for right now. No arm-length barrier for this short moment. It's all about the hug and what it carries to our spirit. A connection filled with hope and love. I need a hug. Do you? So I'm no perfect poem writer, you guys, but sometimes things just come to me when I'm journaling. So I'll write them in my journal and then I will transcribe them then into this kind of commonplace book. The next idea is doodling. I think this is one of my favorites. I've been very inspired by Nusha at Ferociousnprettypens, and I will link her channel below. And this is a place where I've learned how to do this particular doodle from her in one of her videos. Normally I just link that particular video, but I think her channel is so interesting. And if you're interested in fountain pens, you'll learn a lot from her. And so I will just link the general channel link and let you discover all the videos that she offers. So doodling is also very relaxing. It rests my mind. I traditionally do use my fountain pens and my fountain pen inks, but I will show you in this segment of the video that you don't have to do that. You can just use markers, mild liner brush, just anything you have on hand, and you don't even have to have a dedicated book for it. Normally I rotate my book a lot, but for the sake of filming, I did not. And you can see how easy this doodle is. And I know that you could probably find a lot of other different ideas on YouTube, which I've not done. I'm kind of one of these people that just hones in on one particular thing for a while until I get tired of it. And I've just not grown tired of this pattern at all. I just really, really enjoy it. So like I said, you can use any tools. You can use a fountain pen, an inked up fountain pen. This is a Le Pen with a flex nib, and it just gives you a whole nother look with the same exact doodle. There's not really much more to say about this. I guess I just want to encourage you that even if you're, sitting with your journal or sitting with your planner and you just want to try something new, you don't have to have any special tools for this. The video, though, I wanted to show all of the different options, and so I'm just going to let the music play for right now and for you guys to see all the different options. Well, that's it with those 3 ideas. I truly hope that I have instilled some kind of inspiration in you. That is my goal with pretty much all of my YouTube videos. The doodling is so beautiful and so fun once it's done. The scribing is a wonderful way to stretch your brain. I know that when I read poems and things, I learn new words, I'm inspired, and not every poem hits me in the heart, but I love exposing myself to literature like that. And so again, don't have to have a dedicated book for it. Just pick up a notebook and a pen and try to have fun. Thanks, everybody. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and always enjoy today.